Okay, so a little while ago, I had a SIG 365 that I was carrying as my main everyday carry, or whatever you want to call it. And even though everything sounded right on paper, it had the capacity, came with good sights, texturing felt great, um, just wasn't working for me. I shot okay with it, but one of my biggest problems was going from that to a Glock 19 or Glock 34. That grip angle, it just changes your natural point of aim. Trigger is different. So I did what I was originally going to do, and I got this Glock 48. Now this is what I was going to get. I really did want the MOS version, but I got this one for way cheaper. So the good parts about me having this is I can swap my Glock 43 frame on this and have a 43X, or I can have a longer slide and a longer grip. If you have a short grip, what happens a lot of times when you go to reload, you have to like move your hand up and break your grip so you can seat the mag all the way. This is a pretty full grip. It's about the same footprint as a Glock 19, and I haven't held them up yet, but apparently this slide is a little longer than a Glock 19. So these have some cool slide serrations. I kind of do like them for doing a unnecessary press check or whatever you want to do with it. But so got the two-tone. I guess this is from being like a 90s kid. I don't know, I just liked it, so I got it. Everything doesn't have to be all black all the time, and sometimes you can just buy stuff because you like the way it looks. But something else I have is this Shield Arms mag release that works great with these Shield 15 round magazines. Now I got 3 of these. One thing I do have is the factory 10 rounders. Now one problem with this metal mag release here that Fit and Fire told me about is these don't drop free. Or they do drop free. You know, the other one that I put in, I mean, that one drug out. But you know what? So I lied. So that's crazy. Maybe it's because I've been working this release, but the other mag that I had, or maybe it was this one, when I first installed this, that mag wasn't dropping free. Now it is. So I guess it is working. Okay, so one thing that I was told is if you're going to use these steel mags, you need to use the steel mag release that comes with Shield Arms. And they were saying they don't recommend using the steel magazine release with polymer mags. But one thing I don't understand, and maybe I'm just not smart, which is a really good chance, but so you have a steel machine injected molded mag release on AR-15s and use polymer PMags, and last time I checked, nobody was having any kind of issues with mags dropping out of their ARs. Now maybe there's different geometry, different stuff involved, and maybe it is different, but I guess I'll find out. I'm willing to sacrifice one of these in a training rotation and see if it actually does ruin it. All right, get that magazine out of there. All right, the other thing that I have on here, I put a ghost connector just because it seems to make the trigger feel a little nicer, a little lighter, but not too light. I'm not replacing a bunch of springs and changing a bunch of my internals. So let's not point this at myself. But what I do have here is these sights from Fision. They were co-designed by Paul Markle at Student of the Gun. And one thing I was looking for, I really did want the Costa sights. They were about 30, 35 bucks more, and to me it just wasn't worth it to have serrations. But one thing I look for with sights, I don't like to have too large of a rear notch, and I don't like to have too wide. I don't like to have too wide of a front notch. I kind of like on my 19, I like a 0.125 and a 0.125 wide front. I don't know the exact dimensions of these, but they seem to light up pretty good. And one thing that I'm not always sold on sites is stuff like fiber optics. There's a lot of low light conditions where you're going from daylight to no light, where it's like that dusk dawn time where a fiber optic will fade out. And if you don't have a white dot or something on there, then you're going to lose that dot. And I do have another gun. My 19 does not have a rear eye dot. It's got the Frank Proctor, what is it, weight of the gun rear. But this one has an eye dot. So that way you can line those up in complete darkness. And I know there's a whole debate about lights. And well, you can use fiber optics if you have a light, because the light makes it so you can see your sights. I understand all that. Sometimes when you're trying to carry small and not have a huge full-size gun with a light, sometimes you don't always have a light on your gun. You might opt for like a small stream light, like an EDC light, something that's a little bit easier and more comfortable to carry. And I'm just trying to be realistic with you guys. A lot of guys aren't carrying that stuff all the time. They take pictures on Instagram, but a lot of guys aren't carrying like they should. So I carry all the time, and I like myself to be comfortable. I'm old, I got an old back. I'm not trying to carry a gigantic gun with a TRL-1 in my pants all the time. So here's the mag caddy, mag pouch, whatever you want to call this. This is a Pitbull Tactical, and this is not my preferred mag pouch. I like the ones with the belt loops on the side. It kind of slims things up, so that way you don't have that extra part sticking out. I haven't found a ton of companies that make those the way that I like them. I kind of like the old homemade pancake mag pouches that have the two clips. The way I can clip it on, clip it off. I don't like having to put my belt through all the time, because sometimes I like to be able to take these off without taking my whole pants off. So that's what that is. Inside the waistband, you can carry it inside the waistband so the clips out. And that's what I do sometimes if I'm wearing something where it's easier to see. But most of the time, even though this is probably not the best way to carry this clip, this is what I've been doing. I carry it like this and put this clip in my belt and just keep it at like 8 o'clock. So see, I'll show you guys my old inside the waistband holster. And I know this is blasphemy, and you know what, I don't care, because those guys giving people crap about wrestling and stuff on the ground and not having hybrid holsters, they're not carrying what I carry, and they're not me, so I'm the one that's got to deal with it. So here's what I carry a lot, and I've had these for a while. And the one issue that I've run into sometimes, if you're really sitting against the back of your seat in the car and the seat is pressing against this, sometimes I've had it happen a couple times where it will hit this mag release and pop this mag out. Now I do have a Smoky Mountain concealment holster that does partially cover that up and keeps it from being depressed. But what I've noticed is, because of the surface area and the material, this sticks to my side really good and doesn't move around. And when I draw the gun, it stays put, comes out. With my Kydex holster, I've noticed that when I move around, if I'm running, the whole thing will kind of run up and down. And when I go to pull my pistol out, I guess it's because I have these fancy slick underwear that the holster kind of will slide up, and I have to pull it up a little farther before the Kydex releases and I can get the gun out. And I don't really have that problem with this. The gun kind of comes straight up and the holster doesn't move. So there's a lot of surface area there. The design is spread out. I don't like stuff that has clips that overhang, because I've had a ton of times where you're lifting your shirt up and it will catch on the clips with your shirt, and you'll go to be all smooth and go pull your shirt up, and then your shirt is hung on that clip, and then you have to start your video over again. But you don't get that chance in real life, so I don't know. I know everybody has all their excuses and all their reasons for doing and not doing things. This is just what I do. All right, so what I'm going to try to do here I'm gonna shoot this 48. Haven't shot it yet. I want to try to put some rounds through it, just kind of see how I like it, see how this trigger feels, how I like the sights. And then my plan is to go back to 100 yards and see if I can hit that, is it a BC target? See if I can hit that from 100 yards pretty consistently. And one thing I do like to have in a carry gun, I like to have something where I can shoot good up close, but if I need to, I can take about a 25-yard shot and bang some headshots. And do I need to be able to do that? Maybe not. But most of you guys aren't going to need to do anything with your carry guns, but it is good to have that capability. I know I haven't jumped on the red dot bandwagon, and I would potentially. If I had got the MOS, I probably would have got one of those Hollow Sun K red dots and started trying that out. But I didn't, so this is what I got, so this is what I'm going to shoot with. All right, let's do it. Okay, first shots with this Glock 48 and night vision sights. Let's do it. Okay, so I got my rangefinder. We're at 25 yards. I'm going to do some slow shooting, see if I drifted my rear sight properly and my pistol is zeroed, I guess. If it's off one side to another, I may drift it. I may wait and shoot it a little bit longer, let the gun kind of break in. And we're just shooting some tool ammo today, nothing fancy. So let's try 25. I'll try that BC target, then I'll try that headshot, the head target over there, and see what happens. Oh look, a toad. I'm gonna move him a little bit. Let's put him off in the woods. All right, some slow fire, 25 yards. Might go ahead and aim center mass. All right, so what we have here is a failure to feed. And see if I can get back here so you guys can see this. All right, so I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to take a picture, but the bottom part of the slide is hung up on the lip. Let me stop this for a second. All right, so we had a failure to feed. So let's see if we can fix this. Now that's a double feed. All right, run a battery, get around in the chamber. All right. Kind of jerking the trigger a little bit. All right, try to slow down a little bit and get some better hits than that. That's kind of bad. All right, let's go for a headshot on the BC target. Almost point of aim, point of impact, like on the dot instead of on the bar. Oh. At 25 yards. This is supposed to be the top of the sight for 15 yards where it's zeroed in at. Okay, so we had that failure to feed. I'm not sure if that was the fault of the shield mag, the gun's lubed. I know some times in the break-in process, they recommend breaking the gun in. I guess that could be normal. I've had guns have some hiccups in the first, couple rounds. So this is the first time this has been shot. So could just be the gun breaking in, or it could be the magazine. I'll have to go back and look and see if that was a shield mag. All right, let's try at 25 again and see if we can get some better hits. All right, that wasn't too bad. I kind of feel like I'm off to the left a little bit. That could be me pulling a little bit, or I might need to drift my rear sight. All right, yeah. So I might need to drift my rear sight to the right, and that will bring my point of impact to the right. So I may do that a little bit, and but we'll try some more and see if maybe I can clean my hits up. But there's a pretty straight line just off of center here at 25 yards. Here's another thing I've noticed too. I don't know if you guys can hear this. So it looks like the way that cut is right there, it looks like the bullet is almost like pushing down on it and giving it like a little hitch. And I can see on it some where it's kind of scratching the rounds. Now listen to this. When you go to insert the mag with the slide home, hear that noise? It's like a thud. But I kind of think that's what it is, but I'm not positive. Now, of course, if the slides to the rear, you don't have that issue. All right, let's shoot at 25 again, see if I can get a good group here. That one actually went center mass. Let's looks like most are tracking left. This is a Glock mag. Let's try this. All right, let's try a headshot. I think it's off the left. All right, if I hold right, I'm hitting. All right, I should have a Glock mag some here. There's another shield mag. All right, the shield mag. I dropped the slide. I had a failure to feed. All right, so I'm gonna have to drift my rear sight because I have to hold left to get center mass. Missed that one. All right, so we're gonna take a timeout, and I'm gonna drift this rear sight over a little bit, and that way we're not just wasting rounds. All right, guys, not sure if this is focusing right, but you can see a little mark. I drifted my rear sight to the right, and what that does is makes you pull the gun back to the right. So rear sight to the right, you move your impact to the right. So I did that. Let's see if this works out. I'm gonna do some more slow fire at 25 yards, and we'll see how this works. All right, I'm going to drop the slide on this and see if this works this time. All right, it worked that time. Let's do some slow fire, 25. All right, it looks centered up. Let's try some headshots. Now that I think my gun is zeroed here. All right, so the couple that I did pull to the left, I knew that I did that. The ones that I felt good about hit. So I'm pretty confident this is center now. So what I'm gonna do now is go back to 100 yards and shoot this and see how we do at 100. All right, let's go. All right, so we're at 100 yards. I've got my BC target down there. I'm gonna try to get some shots with the GoPro. I only have like 3 rounds of steel case left. So I'm gonna shoot those and then run through some defense ammo. All right, I found my hold on there. Kind of want the center of the dot on the tritium to be upper chest. So once I did that, I started getting consecutive hits. But 100 yards with a Glock 48, no target sights is not too bad. All right, that's all I got. Okay, so I think I've found what that clicking noise is and why the magazines don't go in easy every time. Check out the, what is that, ejector, extractor? I guess it's the ejector. Let's watch this. See how that's kind of kinking the bullet to the side? I don't know what the deal is with that. So what that is also doing is pushing this bullet against that right there. You can see it more, you can see the rub more on the steel case. But when it's pushing it that way, it's rubbing hard on this. Kind of makes it hard to insert a mag with rounds in it. Oh well, I'll keep an eye on this, and we'll see what Shield says. Okay, so what I want to see is if the Glock factory mags do the same thing. So let's check it out. Now that does appear to kick it to the side, but not quite as bad. And look, like I said earlier, that mag's not dropping free. Okay, so now that this has some bullets in it, that mag is not dropping free like it did earlier. There it goes. All right, let's try this other Glock mag here. Man, it's hard filming stuff with one hand. See that? This magazine here is the other one, and that thing is not dropping free. All right, so that other mag did not drop free, and it appears the loaded one is also not willing to do that either. All right, so after these are downloaded some, it doesn't appear to be hitting that ejector like it was before. All right, this magazine has 14 rounds, and we'll see if you can hear what I was talking about. Kind of have to give it a good amount of force for it to lock in. With less rounds in it, doesn't seem to be that much of a problem. Okay, so if you're clearing your gun and you're trying to do that thing where you kind of catch the last round and dump it over, if you don't do it forcefully, the bullet will actually kind of get hung in there and not come out. You've got to pull it out pretty good because it just goes right back in there. See that? So you have to really pull it back and make sure you're not covering up that extractor. Okay, so final thoughts. We had a couple of hang-ups, had a couple failures to feed, and when I tried to tap bracket, it induced a double feed. And so I don't know if the bullet profile, if the tool ammo, steel case, full metal jacket has a longer projectile than maybe your defense ammo would, or what was going on. Maybe it's because the gun's not broken in. Who knows? But had a couple of failures to feed. I got these sights, eventually got these drifted to the right spot, and got that zeroed and was able to get some hits at 100 yards. So I feel pretty good with that. Able to get consistent headshots at 25 yards. And this holds, 15 rounds. Not really able, I'm sure I could if I used some Hulk strength, but these 15 round mags are really kind of a 14 round mag. So yeah, if you want to get a mag loader and jam that in there, go ahead, but I'm going to stick with 14 because they're already hard enough to get loaded into the gun. All right, so that's about it. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Let me know what your experience is with your Gen 2 Shield mags is, and have a good one. Be safe.